We've spent a lot of time this year talking about solids, liquids, and gases on the molecular level, how they're arranged, how they move, and we've practiced modeling hot liquids, cold liquids, warm gases, cool gases. We've also established that all matter has thermal energy, cold matter, hot matter, because all things on the molecular level have molecules that are moving. It may be vibration, it may be rapid expansion, but there's some kind of motion happening with the molecules. In this last part of our unit, we're going to now talk about how thermal energy is able to be transferred from one place to another. Heat is when thermal energy is transferred from one place to another. Heat always moves from an area of high energy or hotter place to an area of low energy or a colder place. And there's actually 3 different types of heat transfer. So I'm going to use my electric kettle to demonstrate. Okay, so the first type of heat transfer I'll talk about is conduction. Conduction is heat transfer by direct touch. So if I were to touch my oven mitt up against this already very hot kettle, that would be an example of conduction. Heat energy would be traveling from the kettle into my oven mitt. The second type of heat transfer is radiation. So radiation is able to travel through a vacuum, and maybe the most famous example of radiation is heat that we feel from the sun. The sun is super far away, but it's able to transfer energy here to us on Earth. A throwback to your waves unit, actually there's 3 types of waves in the electromagnetic spectrum that carry heat or emit heat, and those are infrared, which is primarily heat, visible light, and also a little bit of ultraviolet light, UV. And then the third type of heat transfer is just getting going here in a visual way, because you can see the bubbles, but convection. So convection is heat transfer through a moving fluid, and a fluid can either be a gas or a liquid, and that moving fluid carries with it energy. Right now, the hottest part of the water is right along the bottom of the kettle where the heating coil is. And so that water gets less dense and it gets pushed up by the cooler water that pushes down beneath it. So you end up with water doing this in the kettle, and that's called a convection current, or one would be a convection cell. We're now going to apply our new knowledge of heat transfer to 3 different videos showing phenomenon caused by heat transfer.